Hello, I am Denisa Toma and this is my UEFN rocket racing map. For the start of the map, I wanted the player to immediately have an easy and fast start, of which you can see from the many boost pads used. Surrounding the track, you can see various mountains. I wanted these mountains an icy, almost ice age look, which was heavily inspired by one of my favorites areas in Final Fantasy XIV called Heavenward. The mountains on the right is actually a landmark as well, but also a visual obstruction that would block the player sightline from the rest of the track. Coming to the first turn, more of the track is revealed to the player. This turn could also have more boost pads to keep the player momentum. As you can see, they slow down quite a bit. The first tunnel creates more diversity in the racing track, but also adds the first hazards to the scene. There are many, as I wanted this to be more of an introduction to them rather than an obstacle from the very start. Exiting the tunnel, the player moment is slightly broken as they have to move between these two split off tracks. I wanted this to be a bit of a challenge as it forces the player to have some kind of aerial control using the midair boost, but also to introduce the player to split off tracks, which will be needed to be aware of, as this is a needed skill for the later track. The player momentum is then brought back up as they land on another linear track, which has them picking up speed again. Because this is so high up, their view of the rest of the track is blocked by using the boost pads as at the end of the road will ensure the player will have enough momentum here to fall down and back on the track. Some kind of visual awareness would have been good here to inform the player that the next part of that is right down. Coming up to the second tunnel here, first before even entering the tunnel, there's a few skeletons and skulls used for further emphasis of the icy theme and atmosphere of the map. Most of the colors used are also very cool, keeping it pretty much only different shades of blue, gray, and whites. This makes the highlight, which are bright red, really stand out. As you can see, moving through the second tunnel, some boost pads could have been good here to speed up the player momentum. The hazards don't end here, and I made this dual track. One is full of hazards and has diagonal changes of the car, while the other has no hazards for those who are not confident. Both paths require some kind of good aerial control to move between them. Exiting this area, you enter the final sprint of the race. The track is split into two. The more diagonal track offers more boost pads compared to its counterpart. I designed this way to encourage more players to take it and take on the risk of using this path rather than the more straightforward one. Right before the end, the player track becomes more linear with a few drops, but these are all ensured to not be a challenge. I added a lot of boost pad for a fast clean and which would feel satisfying to the player.